Hi there, Lisa Arana here, and welcome to another video. Today's card is all about a very simple layout and some quick and easy watercoloring. I'm featuring the Loyally Yours stamp set from Unity Stamp Company. This cute set has a sweet little puppy and some amazing sentiments, including the perfect one for a pet sympathy card. I'm using one of my favorite watercolor mediums today, which are the distress inks with a water brush. I'm starting out stamping my puppy and sentiment using the Gingham Amalgam ink because I know it's watercolor friendly. I have my stamp in my Misty stamping tool because I know I need a repeat stamp on this watercolor paper to get a nice crisp image. The watercolor paper has a slight texture that usually affects the crispness. So I repeat stamped the image and the sentiment a few times here and we're ready to go. I've prepped my acrylic block with 3 distressed ink colors. I have Scattered Straw on the top, then Wild Honey, and last Worn Lipstick, that little pink there. And I'm using a water brush and just squeezing a bit of water into the center of the ink to activate it. And then I'm just adding a light layer of the lightest yellow over the body of the puppy. This just creates a base color and it dries fairly quickly, so I can just layer over the next color pretty quickly. So now I'm adding in a bit of that darker yellow just to add a bit of shading. And I mixed it with a bit of the lighter so I can get a medium shade. So I'm not going straight from the lightest color to a dark color. This creates a bit of variance in the color, kind of like natural. Most poppies are not one solid color, so we want to create a bit of variance in the layers of the colors I'm using here. So I'm adding it to the shaded areas of the puppy. It just creates a bit of dimension and shape to him so he's not one flat image. And then I'm just going to create a layer all over his body. Again, puppies are not just one color, so I'm just creating a random second layer of that medium color. And now last, I'm going to go in with that darker yellow with direct to the paper to create again more shadow and shape to him. And then I'm also going to dab it all over his body again to create a bit of texture like fur. Next we're going to add a little bit of pink to his ears and then to his nose and then that little heart patch as well. First layer again is just laying down a little bit of color, just very light, and then I let that dry completely, and then next I go in again with a second layer for shadow and also a bit of dimension. And then once I'm done watercoloring, I'm going to let this dry completely before I move on to the next step. I'm going to fussy cut this guy out, and since the image has a really nice thick outline, I'm going to cut directly on the edge of that black line. There's a bit more freedom when the image has a nice thick outline. You don't have to worry about cutting off too much of that black. So I'm just following the outline, and we're going to fussy cut this guy out. And then because I don't like the white edge of the paper showing, I'm just going to run a black marker around the edge. Just helps the sides blend into the image a little bit better. So now we're ready to assemble our card. I have a piece of pattern paper covering a standard size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I'm going to glue down a piece of vellum here. And then next layer over on top a piece of gray pattern paper or cardstock, whatever you have. And then on top of that, just going to glue down my sentiment. And then once that's in place, I added some foam adhesive to the back of the puppy and I'm popping him up on the card. And then next, just to add a bit of cuteness, I have some die cut hearts. I'm going to pop that top one up with some foam adhesive. Just creates a little bit of dimension by popping one of the hearts up. And then the bottom two I'm going to glue down. I'm using Tombow mono adhesive just to make sure that they're glued down solid, they won't pop off. And then last, adding a bit of sparkle and shine using a Wink of Stella glitter pen to the heart patch of the puppy and then the die cut hearts as well. Here is the finished Pet Sympathy card with its darling watercolor puppy and die cut hearts. I just love this simple card layout that could be used over and over again with lots of different stamp sets and themes. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you liked it. Plus, if you have any questions or a sweet comment, post below. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you next time. Bye!